Now, wondering why to change price indications. What's going on here? Why do we change? Easy. And by the way, I have to give respect. There's a lot of very smart and intelligent people and friends of mine, people who care about the industry, and even people who care about me. And they say, Rapaport, what are you doing? Just give one price sheet a year, and that's it. Don't kill yourself. And everybody will adjust discounts. But I think we need to recognize, and I'll bring this up later, we need to recognize that there are buyers out there that rely on the price sheet. They don't deal with the discounts every day. And they need something very straight and simple that they can take out when someone walks into their store or whatever, or they're walking into a store and say, okay, now I understand how much below, how do I deal with this? So we've created a tremendous amount of transparency there, and it would not, in no way that we would be able to just say, okay, we're just working with suppliers, one price sheet a year, no discount. That. We need to have a price sheet that works with buyers as well. And I need to emphasize, I know that everyone's upset at me and all this stuff, but buyers, buyers are the most important thing in the world, especially today. So we need to think about what are we doing in terms of communicating or price information that's going to be relevant to buyers. And, I'll talk about it now. Look, so we're sitting here and everyone's really upset. Why did you go down on the 20th? It's terrible. I'm really jumping ahead now. What am I? I'm not crazy, okay? I know it's terrible. I mean, I showed you the market's dropping and everything else. But let's say you're dealing with Chinese buyers. And we drop the price on May 20th like we have to, or we don't. Oh, they convinced me, they threatened me, they blackmailed me, they boycotted me, right? So I'm going to say, okay, big deal, we'll just keep the old prices. Now let's think about what happens now. When would I change the prices? And I'll show you why I have to change it because the discounts are crazy. Would I wait until the Chinese get out of bed literally and start buying goods and then, oh, you got to have your money now, wham, now I'm going to lower prices. No. Not smart, okay? Matter of fact, it would be evil. The best time to go down with prices is when they go down. So you don't get this noise or this terrible thing where people are just trying to pick up a market and then you go down. So the delays gaps is a big issue, and that's one of the reasons I'm happy to do the price list once a month. But in any case, the issue of when do we change? So there's two things happening, and some of these are conflicting with each other. One is the trend. Are prices in fact changing? Is the discount changing? Did the prices go down? Okay, that's an issue. And another thing is, you don't want to do things that cause other people to do things, and then you're chasing your tail. So you have to be careful about it. In the old days, I remember once we used to go down 3%, another time 3%, another time 3%. And then people said, what are you doing? Everybody's waiting for the price list because it's going to go down another 3%. So then I said, well, it's not such a good idea. We'll go down once 7% or 5%. And then we'll stop and we'll wait. And that worked a lot better. And so we're very careful about the impact of what we do and how it affects what we're going to do next. And that's why I'm happy with this new monthly thing as well. But we've always been watching very carefully for this. Now, in any case, trends are important, but they're not the only thing that's happening. One of the things that's happening is discounts. And as you'll see, discounts also played a very big role in our dropping of prices on the 20th of March. And there's questions. How high is too high? When can Rapaport put out a price list and then the buyers say, you must be nuts? Like, let's say we did one price sheet a year and the discount was 90%. Anybody and everybody would say, it's not. Okay. So how high can those discounts be? And that we're going to be able to maintain credibility, or honesty is the more important thing. I wake up in the morning and say, I'm not lying to everybody. Now, I got a problem with that. I have a real problem with the discounts, and we had a huge problem on the 20th, which I'll show you. As markets are crashing, we're way up there. We're so high that there's no air in the oxygen. There's no oxygen up there. So we have to maintain credibility and fairness, and we have to think about the buyers as well, so there's a price sheet that they can use. Back to those Chinese guys, I was telling you about, okay, we're not going to go down, we'll keep it up. Now, the Chinese guys are very smart. And a lot of them are going to say, as they have in the past, we're not buying until the Rapaport price list comes down because we know it's going to come down. We want something to rest our head against. Now, that's true. It happens. And that's another good reason. And I know everybody hates me for this and disagrees with me. And I can accept that. But that's my opinion. And that's another very good reason to go down on the 20th and not wait, because then the buyers are waiting and we're waiting and they're waiting. And then we go down instead of going up. It's a disaster. The other thing that I would point out to you about this issue of the 20th, well, I'll tell you about that later. So let me just keep going over here. Trends, watch the trend, and watch the discount to maintain honesty and credibility. Now, why did we change the Rapaport perspective, asking for high discounts? I've been telling you that right now all along. And then we have our perspective. We have our opinion. And our opinion may be different than the opinion of people sitting on inventory who say the role of Rapaport should be to protect the market so no one feels bad and everyone can think that everything's okay because we're at home and we have this coronavirus environment. So why don't you just tell us that everything's fine? You know, I can't do that. It's not my job. Right? I'm sorry about it. I really feel terrible. So many people are upset and, you know, and like, wow. And you know, I really feel bad, but it's my job and it's our job and it's our responsibility to tell it like we see it.